I get to produce an R-rated Bloodborne animated feature film. I'm going to fight so hard to make this amazing.
Bloodborne. Fans have been asking for something for years. A remaster, a PC port, or maybe even a 60 FPS patch. And with the game turning 10 years old about a year ago, in typical Sony fashion, they responded with nothing, because nothing ever happens. That was until the game's 11th and a bit anniversary at CinemaCon. They dropped the news that an R-rated animated, that rhymed, movie is coming out. Now, I've definitely seen a few people mention this, but this is a very random film for Sony to just decide to make. The film is co-produced by PlayStation Productions, Lyrical Animation, who I assume are also animating it, and then Jacksepticeye. Now, I don't really know if this is a surprise or not. Jack really loves this game. He's quite vocal about it. I mean, his first tattoo was literally the hunter's mark, which he had tattooed on his forearm. But this has definitely caused some mixed reviews from Bloodborne fans. And of course, this obviously started on Twitter, because where else do you complain about something mild? Let's start with the people who are thinking or wanting him to push an agenda. People complaining about the idea of Jack pushing an agenda just keep commenting the picture of his trans rights tweet from like, what, 6 years ago or something, and they keep saying he's going to make the movie woke. Bruh. I've then also seen people asking him to make the movie woke. What if, right now, hear me out here, what if we just don't have any f***ing agenda pushed at all in this film? What if we just keep it to what was in the game? And if I'm being honest, I think that is what Jack will do. I think he loves this game too much to make it political slop. Another thing people are deciding to pull out is when Jack mocked Amber Heard's trial case in like 2022, so it's also like a fucking millennia ago. And specifically, this is that trial case against Johnny Depp when she was talking about her dog stepping on a bee. What this has to do with the film, I have no clue. Though I'm sure most of you remember how big My Dog Stepped on a Bee was around 2022-ish or whenever this trial came out, and how even if it wasn't on your feed, everyone was saying it. He did apologise later on, but I don't know if there was much point, because it's not like he was the sole person saying it, and this was literally everywhere. And clearly those who were upset by it are still complaining about it. And really just think about these two complaints. The guy is just being called too woke and then not woke enough, which realistically just tells you everything you need to know about how valid these arguments are. I mean, some people are just hating for the sake of it, you know, like shits and giggles or for the love of the game, like these comments here. But there is some fairer skepticism. Some people were questioning Jack's filmmaking ability or experience, which I do think is fair enough. Of course, Jack might not be the most experienced filmmaker or producer, which has led a lot of people to question why Sony has actually hired him in the first place, but I think I have an idea to why.
Fight tooth and nail to make this thing the best it possibly can be from my standpoint.
You might have seen my last video talking about the Backrooms movie. I mentioned a YouTuber director pipeline where I said YouTubers were making more interesting films than modern Hollywood is. It's not really a secret that Hollywood films have been declining over the past few years, mostly because they are playing it too safe for profit. Studios like A24 are some of the last to really experiment and take risks with their films now. And personally, I quite like that. It's like the box in Black Ops Zombies. You really don't know what you're gonna get.
Well, that was the complete opposite of what I wanted.
A24 is also pretty known for having newcomer directors, and since taking on YouTubers such as Raka Raka and now Kane Parsons, it's been a bit of a punch in Hollywood's face. There was also Markiplier with Iron Lung 2. Iron Lung was independently funded, starred in and directed by Markiplier, and yet it was very well regarded. And I think companies like Sony are starting to see the amount of trust that some people have in these YouTubers, because they know that they have the passion and knowledge of the topics that they are making films on. So instead of trying to combat it, why not just accept it and then just use it to their own advantage? And I think that's what Sony's doing. When you really think about the video game to film adaptation scene, YouTubers are probably going to be a bigger shout there too, because a lot of them have built their careers playing these games, so they're going to know a fair bit. Though I guess with that you could argue that Jack should just be making an R-rated Happy Wheels film. Maybe that idea is for when he decides to direct the film himself. So is Jack's involvement a good thing? I think so. Jack is there to build trust with an audience that likely does not trust Sony due to Sony's lack of any relationship with said audience for the past 11 years since the original game released. I also think that his involvement could help accelerate the YouTuber filmmaker pipeline, especially if he gains success from this film and proceeds to carry on making films after this. I think a big question to end on is, what will Sony do with him? Jack's ceiling is set by how much Sony will listen to him, and if that ceiling is too low, then we might actually never see Jack's effect on this film. The complaints have been loud and also stupid for the most part. But like most of you said in the comments of the Backrooms video, wait until the movie comes out, or at least until there is a trailer, and then it's more fair to start raising these concerns or complaints.